Good evening. Welcome to yet another session. Okay. So these sessions happen every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Okay. Just ask me anything. These sessions. So by and large, you can ask me anything about health, and if I know the answer, I'll probably answer it, or probably I can refer and get back to you at a at a given point of time. Okay. But now let us start today's session. Okay. Today's session is basically about health. Okay, how does Ayurveda look at health? Okay, so this is something which is very interesting because health has been discussed by many people in different forms. And how does Ayurveda look at health? So let's go through that. So let's start. Okay, so health. So mere absence of a disease is not health. Okay, so if you look at the definition, WHO definition, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being. It is not just the absence of disease. So, if WHO, and this came sometime in 1950s, okay, so WHO, if they say, not just the absence of a disease, that means there was a definition or reference to health as when you don't have a disease, you are healthy. So over a period of time, WHO came to this definition of health is a complete physical, mental, and social well-being. And all of us, from the Ayurvedic, department, we personally feel that this definition of WHO has been okay. The inspiration is from the Ayurvedic definition of health, and we'll see what that definition of health is. This is from Sushruta Samhita. Okay, and this is the definition: Samadosha Sabagnischa Samadhatu Malakriya Prasanna Atma Indriya Mana Swastha iti abhidhiyate. Swastha iti abhidhiyate means such a person has been referred to as swastha, who of a person who has got sama dosha. Okay, that means the doshas, all the doshas are in balance. Sama dosha, sama agni. Agni means all the metabolisms, not only your digestion. Every cell has got its metabolism. If all those metabolisms are also, second sama agni. Okay, sama dhatu. That means all your tissues, all your bodily functions are happening in equilibrium. Malakriya. So this kriya is basically, it's a common word for dosha, agni, dhatu, and mala. Mala is your excretion. If that excretion is also happening properly, so that is balanced. A balanced in activities in dosha, agni, dhatu, and mala. Okay, understood. And the next line, prasanna atma indriya mana. Prasanna is actually happy or contented. Okay, that means your soul, your what do you call your mind, okay, and your senses are all content. In the sense, you have detached yourself from a lot of things. That means you are happy with what you are and where you are. If you are in such a state, that is when you are called as swastha. Okay, now let us go back to the definition of WHO. Now, what does WHO says? Health is a state of physical, mental, and social well-being, and not just mere absence of disease. So it is very, very, very close to what Ayurveda says. Okay, so that is basically the definition of swastha. And if one is in this stage, and this is the ultimate swastha. Okay, and this is something which we aspire to reach, and it is a day-to-day activity. That means your ahara, vihara, and vichara. If all these three things are taken care of, which will come to that, then you remain a swastha. Okay, now samadosha or sama agni or sama dhatu is not, that doesn't mean that all the doshas, you vata, pitta, kapha, you have got 33.3, 33.3, 33.3. No. Or the agnis, it is not that. When you mean by sama dosha, it basically, it is directly proportional to your prakriti. Suppose you are predominantly a vata prakriti, and you have got, say, you have got 60% vata, you have got 20% pitta and 20% kapha. If your body is in that 60-20-20, that is samadosha for you. For a kapha person, if it is, if it is 40-30 and 30, kapha 40, and if the doshas are 40-30-30, that is samadosha for that person. So this samadosha, sama agni, samadhatu, all these things are different for different people. That is something which you have to realize. Okay, it is not that everybody should have these values. I understand lab values will actually help you understand where you stay as far as your health goes, but you can't have a single rule as far as health goes for everybody. Okay, so it is different for different people depending upon their prakriti. Hope you're able to understand this. Okay, now how do you maintain this? As I was telling so health is basically maintained. It depends on, see, it depends on a lot of factors. Okay, your genetics and a lot of factors, but those lot of those things are not in our control. What your genetics are, how you are born, where you are born, all those things are not in our control. But what is in our control is ahara, vihara, and vichara. Ahara is the food you eat. Vihara is your lifestyle. Ahara is the food, you eat the right kind of food in right quantities at the right time, and all those things goes as ahara. Even what you call water. So all those things matter. Now vihara is your lifestyle. What time are you getting up in the morning? What time are you sleeping? How many hours are you sleeping? Okay, are you taking bath in hot water in cold seasons, or are you taking bath in normal water? Fine, you understand. Are you doing a body massage? So all those things, your lifestyle. What, when you are having food, are you sitting properly and having food? Your lifestyle. Okay, everything matters as far as your health goes. And then the third one is your vichara. Vichara is your thought process. In the sense, what are you, somebody who gets anxious always? What is your attitude towards life? Do you get worried? So your vichara also is very, are you very anxious? A lot of things matter. So your ahara, vihara, and vichara, these three things have to be taken care for you to be extremely healthy. And with this, you have to follow your dinacharya and ritucharya properly to stay healthy or to become a swastha. Okay, so you can start asking your questions. Okay, and when we say the word swastha, swastha is got a very, the word meaning swastha. Stha means to be. Okay, to be in a place or to be in a certain phase is basically stha. Okay, and swa means oneself. So basically, being within oneself is considered to be swastha. That means external factors don't matter. They don't actually disturb you. Somebody telling bad about you doesn't disturb you. You eating something, so probably a lot of things, external factors. So that means you are contented and you are within yourself. That means jealousy, you don't have a lot of things. Such a person is basically called swastha. So swastha has actually got a deeper meaning. It is not the English translation healthy. Okay. Yeah, Bhanu Pratap. Okay. If you look, see, in your experience, okay, exam times and all those things, you have noticed that if you stay awake at night, okay, you will notice that. So let me put, see, the day and night is divided into three. If you look at night, okay, the after sunset, if it is 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. night, the first 4 hours, 6 to 10 is considered to be kapha. 10 to 2 is pitta, and 2 to 6 is vata type. So normally you see that by about 9:30 you get that sleep, and if you sleep at that point of time, that is the right time for you to sleep. And if you cross 10:30, you are slowly getting into the pitta period and you still stay awake. Okay, your metabolism restarts because you're awake, your pitta goes up. Okay, a person who continuously stays up to about 12:30, you'll see that he slowly starts becoming, he starts getting acid and acid reflux and all those things. Okay, or he feels like eating something. And if he stays even beyond that, then he sees, all those gassy feelings, distended, all those things. Those things happen. So according to Ayurveda, it is always good to sleep before the kapha stage gets over. That is about 10:30 would be the right time, and sleep really well. See, what are the main signs or symptoms of Samadosha, Dhati, Agnimala? Okay, and see, Sophia, I understand your question. This is something which is what you feel. In the sense, it all depends upon your energy level. If you are getting up in the morning and you are still tired, that means somewhere your doshas are not in balance. Okay, and you are not feeling, so you have got fixed timings for food and you are not feeling what you call hungry by your meal time. That means your agni is actually not proper. Okay, so if you overeat sometimes, then your agni will not be proper. The moment you overeat, your doshas go out of balance. So it is something which is out of practice. You will come to know how you feel about your body. It is basically how you feel about yourself. So sleep is something, as I said, if you sleep at 10 o'clock and then get up at about 6 o'clock, 8 hours of sleep, you get up without an alarm, you get up, you are fresh. That means you have completed your sleep. It makes a huge difference. Okay, and then amount of time you actually sit to eat, and then your shower. If you, and then you see, you might be working, you might be at office, and you are able to actually think and work really well. That shows that by and large your doshas are in balance, your agni is good, and you're passing emotions rate. All those things matter. Prasannatma Indriya Manasa is something where if you are getting irritated by what people talk about you or discuss a lot of things, if you are basically, you are supporting us, you are okay with a certain political party and somebody says bad about that political party, or you believe in certain guru and somebody tells bad about that guru, you feel agitated. That is not a state of Prasanna Atma Indriya Mana. Okay. That means whatever they try to agitate you or irritate you, you always stay balanced. If he's making more money than you, you're happy for him. Lot of things don't matter for you. That is how you find out whether you are in that swastha state or not. Reno, how to treat constipation? Okay, Reno, constipation can be permanent or it can be on and off also. Sometimes, for a person who travels, sometimes he goes on the train or he goes by the bus or he takes long duration flights. What happens sometimes, because of change of routine, you might get constipated. That is temporary. Okay, that will settle within a few days. But constipation, otherwise, there are a lot of reasons for constipation. One major reason is, for a vata prakriti person, is by and large constipated. His gut might be on the drier side. So there are different ways in which we manage constipation. If the gut is dry, then there is no point giving him tablets or powders for him to relieve that constipation. Always give him something which can increase the lubrication of the gut. Ghee is actually a good thing. If he consumes ghee over a period of time, you'll start seeing that his gut becomes lubricated and he starts passing motions. But for a person who has traveled and then he gets constipation, powder or tablet will actually help. Okay, so constipation, if it's habitual constipation, then the person has to go through proper treatment. So it can be powders or it can be oils also. That depends upon the kind of constipation. Okay. Which is the best oil for Abhyanga depending on Ritu? See, as per Ritu, you can change oils, If it is very cold, yes, you can also go for mustard oil, which generates a lot of heat. But by and large, for all season, I would say sesame oil is actually the best thing. Coconut oil might not be very good for the body, but coconut oil is fantastic for your hair. Okay, for your scalp health and for your hair health and all those things. Any oil with coconut oil base would be the best choice. But for your body, I would say sesame oil would be the best choice. Okay, and see, medicated oils like Dhanvantaram oil could be considered to be an all-season massage oil. Does Ayurveda provide a cure for male pattern baldness? Okay, see, male pattern baldness is basically genetic. Okay, Vignesh, if you really have got that baldness going up, prematurely. Otherwise, every person by the time they reach 40, 45, they'll have their hair slightly go up, and that is natural. Okay, you can't do anything about it. That is natural. But if it happens abnormally, then you'll have to look why it is happening. That is called, because of Khalitya. Khalitya is hair loss. Okay, then you have to understand why are you losing your hair like that. If it is hereditary, your father was bald when he was 30, 35, grandfather was bald, you have got all chances of getting it. But otherwise, it might be due to the water you're taking shower in. It can be because you are extremely sedentary, you don't have any exercise. Okay, blood supply is failing to reach to the scalp. Your scalp is not balanced. Then you have to go undergo treatment where you decongest your whole area. Remove all the phlegm and all those things, decongest that area, and then you start doing regular exercises. Blood supply actually reaches the scalp, and then if you can use the right kind of oils, it will actually help you. But otherwise, after 40, 45, everybody will slowly start losing hair. Even women do lose, the thickness of the hair goes down. That is quite natural, but premature and, all those things can be definitely managed. What to take for hard stools with blood in Ayurveda? And, Akshata, when you see stool along with when you see blood along with hard stools, it is mostly that your stool is extremely dry and you don't pass motions on a daily basis or regularly. Okay, and there's a very high chance that you have got fissures. Okay, how you find out is if the blood falls even before you pass motions, then high chance you've got hemorrhoids or piles. If the blood is if the blood is actually on the stool, then it could be a fissure. But if the blood falls after you pass motions, then it could be some other ulcer or something, ulcerative colitis, all those things which you have to think. Okay, so these are differential diagnoses, but stool which is hard can actually cause fissures. Yes, if you can take something which can lubricate your system, you will feel much better, Akshata. Muskan, my father suffers from frequent urination. Frequent urination, majorly I would say there are two reasons. Okay, medication, yes, if he is diabetic. Okay, a person with diabetes actually passes more urine. One thing. Second thing is that if he has got blood pressure and he is on medication for blood pressure medication has always got a tendency to increase your urine output too. Okay, then what else? Then if a person has got a tendency to get urinary tract infection, a person got urinary tract infection, what happens? There is mild infection. It is the body's natural tendency to flush it off. So body actually produces a lot of urine so that it can wash the infection off. Okay. Otherwise, if you've got prostate issues, yes, there might be issues, but these are the major reasons why your father would be having excess urination. Shashikala, my 15-year-old son has pimples on his face. His bio book from school says, yes, okay, it is very common for boys and girls at that age to have pimples because the hormones slightly change. Okay, it's called mukhadoshika in Ayurveda. Okay, in the sense it can disfigure your face. So it is more of a cosmetic thing rather than a disease per se. Okay, that's why it has been classified under Kshudra Rogas or diseases with least importance. But if he's got on his forehead or here and all, see if he's got dandruff. Okay, if he's got an infected scalp and when he combs, the infections can fall on the face and on the shoulders, can also create pimples. If that's not the case, I would say that his pimples will automatically subside. One thing is that see that he eats food on time, sleeps on time, and does really good physical activity. Okay. Can we use the same oil on face as for body or any special oil? I would say, you can use the same oil for the face also. Absolutely no problem. If you are using that oil for general purpose, I just said sesame oil, that means tilka tel, or Dhanvantaram Thailam. When you're applying that on the body, you can apply that on the face also. It's absolutely no problem at all. Okay, you can use the same oil. There, you need not use a different oil for the face. If you have got some problem on the face, okay, where you have got too much of pimples and all those things, then, or pimples with pus and all those things, then I would say, let us think of getting that thing out of the face. Then oil might not be a good choice. Then we make a paste of some powder. It can also be triphala churnam. Make a paste and apply on the face, and when it dries, it will actually take a lot of fluid which is behind, just below the skin, and you'll get a lot of relief from pimples which actually have got pus in it. But otherwise, yes, you can definitely use the same oil. Okay. So any other question? So swastha is something which it is a continuous process. Like if you have, it's like, for example, if you are playing a tournament, it can be Wimbledon. Okay, if you're playing a Wimbledon, you win the Wimbledon once, you are the Wimbledon champion. Yes, but next year if you lose it, you are not the Wimbledon champion. You have to keep on winning to continue to be the Wimbledon champion, right? Likewise, you can be healthy. So just because you have become healthy once, don't take it for granted that you will be healthy always. Okay, being healthy is a continuous process and effort on a day-to-day basis, minute by minute. But for that you need not be so anxious and worried. The body being a part of nature, its natural tendency is to stay healthy. We only have to support it and create an environment where your body becomes healthy. Don't think too much. Okay, so eat whatever you are say culturally used to, or what you're genetically used to. Eat moderately, eat on time, and don't eat before the previously consumed food is digested. Don't overeat. Few rules. Okay, and then what you do is you actually sleep early, sleep really well, sleep without any guilt. People normally, what they do is, oh, I've got a lot of work to do, so they are sleep deprived. But I would say it makes a lot of sense that if you're well rested, okay, the amount of work you actually a normal person does without sleep, if it takes him 6 or 7 hours, a person who is well rested, he finishes that within 3 or 4 hours. His productivity actually goes up when he's well rested. So don't feel guilty when you're sleeping. Okay, sleep really well, and then exercise is something which you have to do on a daily basis moderately. Okay, if you do that, by and large, you will be healthy. Okay. So any other questions? Or shall we end the session today? So thanks a lot. I will see you. I think that's all the questions, right? Oh, there are. Oh, sorry. I forgot. How ancient values are so strong? Because being Vata Prakriti person, I also wanted to become strong, and I'm suggested by an astrologer to fast on Tuesday. Is it okay? See, warriors were selected. Okay, it's not that everybody became a warrior. People were selected. People who were more of Kapha and Pitta body were actually selected to join the army, not people who were frail. Those were the thinkers. Okay, so it's not that everybody can become a warrior. And if you are more of Vata Prakriti, you will be strong, but you don't compare. As I said, don't compare yourself with somebody. I cannot compare myself with Schwarzenegger and think that, okay, oh, Schwarzenegger is stronger than me. But probably if you look, I might be healthier than him. So let us focus on health rather than mere physical strength. Okay, Bhanu Pratap. So if your astrologer has asked you to fast on Tuesdays, I think if he said you have to do it for certain things, you can go ahead. But being a Vata person, I would not advise you to do a complete Nirjala fasting where you don't even take a drop of water. Probably a little bit of milk, I think at least if you can drink 3 glasses of milk during the day will actually help you go through the day. But on Tuesdays when you're fasting, I don't want you to actually go out and do a lot of physical activities, which will actually increase your Vata. Okay, because fasting itself is going to increase your Vata. Uh, I think Akshara, you are asking for constipation, right? You first of all, just to try, you can just try giving a person ghee one start with 1 teaspoon, increase to 1 tablespoon of ghee. Okay, you can have morning and evening on one on empty stomach and one at bedtime. And start if you probably feel that that is not helping you, then I would say you can try castor oil. Okay, once you start taking castor oil, your emotions will start coming, and after that you take mix half, reduce the dose of castor oil, add ghee into it. That means a mixture of it. Slowly reduce the castor oil, keep a slowly increase the ghee, and then you can probably shift to ghee so that the lubrication is maintained. Okay. Renu, dandruff is something which is not very difficult to treat, and not very easy also, because you have always got a chance of getting reinfected. Okay, so dandruff can be treated. Yes, there are very good oils. If you look at Ayurveda, the oil which we are preparing, the scalp prep oil which we manufacture, actually does wonders for scalp. There are a lot of people, you can see a lot of reviews where people with a few usages, but you should always understand that there's always a chance of your dandruff coming back until and unless you are very healthy. Okay, people who don't sleep on time, people who eat all junk and who don't do exercise have got a higher chance of dandruff coming back and it recurring. Okay, but dandruff can be really well managed. Okay. I don't pass tools on a daily basis. See, Vigresh, it is not that everybody passes tools on a regular basis, and don't consider this to be a problem if you are passing it on alternate days, but you are passing it without any difficulty. Suppose you are passing with a lot of difficulty, pain, and all those things, then we have to look for a treatment. Otherwise, if you have been consistently passing motions alternate days without any problem, I think you don't have to be too worried. Like women who come to me sometimes, women have periods once in 30 days, once in 32 days, and that's been happening with them for the past 6-7 years, and they say, oh my, I've got 32 days periods, I want it to be 28 days. No, your cycle is 32. Okay, it is somewhere around 28 days has been told, but 32 is not bad, or 24 also is not bad. Likewise, you passing motions, some people pass motions twice a day. They also come, I'm passing twice, I want to go only once. Don't even bother. Let us not play with all those things. Naturally, you're passing motions twice daily. It's not creating a problem. So be it. Okay, Vignesh? Can we use Ashwagandha Bala on the face too during? Yes, you can. Okay. Ashwagandha Bala oil is available in the market. It is called Bala Ashwagandhadi Thailam. You can apply that on the face during a break. It's not a problem. That Bala Ashwagandhadi is actually more strengthening, or it promotes it. It gives more nourishment to the body. If the body needs that much of nourishment, the person is debilitated, is very weak. Okay, loss of muscle also, we tend to go for Bala Ashwagandhadi. But generally, as I said, Dhanvantram Thailam would be enough. Okay, Renu, I think I've already spoken on that, how to treat dandruff. Okay. So are we done? I think so. Any other questions? I think I can't see any more. Okay. So I will see you next week with another topic. It's nice talking to you. Okay. Namaste. Oh, last question. How can I increase my memory capacity? See, memory capacity is basically, what do you mean by the hardware or the software? So a capacity of your hardware, your brain cannot be increased. Okay. You have to train yourself to basically withhold more. Okay. That is by continuous exposure. See, when we were learning Ayurveda, Ashtanga Hridaya, you have got so many shlokas over there. And the shlokas, thousands of shlokas. And we have memorized thousands of shlokas. How did we do that? It did not happen overnight. It's not that I'm more intelligent than you. It is, I kept on reading over and over. Then what happens that it gets imprinted. Your memory capacity is how much you can retain, it comes only by practice, Bhanu Prakash. It doesn't just come like that. Okay, just by medicines, it doesn't. You have to put in the effort there. Okay, so you basically putting it in there and then being able to retrieve it when needed is very important. For that, you have to practice. Okay. Akshata, yes, triphala plus ghee can we take? Yes. Okay, you can take triphala with ghee. You can take triphala with water also. If you feel triphala with water is actually drying your system, which can happen after a point of time, then you can shift to taking triphala with ghee also. Triphala will actually give the bowel movement, and ghee will not dry the system too much. So using mixing triphala with ghritam is actually a good choice. Is it okay to massage the scalps too with the oils? Yes, you can. Okay. Sesame oil or Dhanvantaram Thailam or Balachwandi Thailam is not bad for the scalp or for the hair. But I was telling that coconut oil is actually better to promote hair growth if you are looking for hair and hair growth. Okay. But if you're looking for some disease conditions, like when we do Tailadhara or when we do Abhyanga for the head, we use what do you call herbs which are infused in sesame oil or tilka til. Kshiravala Tailam Shirodhara or Dhanvantaram Tailam Shirodhara, Chandana, all the oils which we use for Shirodhara are, mean the base is sesame oil. So you can use the same oil on the head also, absolutely no issues. But as I said, if you are looking for basically getting better hair, then okay, coconut oil base would be a better solution. Or if you're used to applying coconut oil on the head, then that also would be a better option. Okay. Okay, good night. See you next week, another session. Okay, bye.